Line off the lane, line off the lane. Precepts off the precepts, precepts off the precepts.
Alright, so we're dividing up Israel. Alright. Come out here to teach the so-called blacks and Hispanics, Native Americans, right, and the ones that are in the diaspora around the world, man, that they need to know their biblical identity and what the Most High requires of them, man, is to repent, man. Right? And first and foremost, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Maharakakadash. Alright, facing Jerusalem, facing Zion, facing Mount Sinai, man. And give a double honors to the elders, man. From the house of David, from the One West camps, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how we've learned this understanding, this doctrine, man. And this understanding that Isaiah 14 was the wake-up call, man. So we need to identify who the Israelites are with the gates of heaven, man. Alright? And yeah, so shalom to the children that are obeying, that are honoring their fathers and mothers. And to the sisters out there that are holding it down in their households for the Israelite men, the righteous men. Alright? And if you don't, you know, like the elderly women, the widows, the fatherless, shalom to you, man. And a mighty shalom to the elect, man. Hopeful elect out there that are building themselves up in the spirit. And let me take the time to tune into the channel, man.
That's right.
So yeah, bro.
That's right.
Nazarite news, man.
Yeah, we have. Go on.
Revelations 19 and 11. Habakkuk 2.
The book of Revelation, chapter 19 and verse 11. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 19 and verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, See thou do it not, for I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushai. Worship power as the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy.
For the what?
For the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy.
Yeah, so we've got to be in the spirit of prophecy, man. Like it says in the scripture, every day he does his works, man. Every day, every morning. Every morning he does his works, man.
Yeah, this is 2nd Ezra 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, Measure out the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Yeah. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spoke of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Yeah, like it says in Isaiah as well, man. From the end of the beginning to the from the beginning to the end, he's declared these things unto the saints, man. Right? And that's why we have the oracles. What profit being an Israelite or a Jew, man? Watching every way, because we have the oracles of the scriptures. We have to now be a light and like a trumpet to tell the people, man.
That's right.
So they're kind of shooting the messenger. All we're doing is trying to tell the people what the Most High is doing, but yet we're deemed as the madmen, man. The Most High is doing this because he's long time held his peace, and he wants to bring judgment and vengeance on the people that have done this to his children. Man.
That's right.
That's right. The workers of iniquity, man. That are pushing all this wickedness in the earth, man. That's why it says in Revelation 12 and 12 that the devil, knowing he's got a short time, he's pushing as much wickedness as he can, man. He wasn't seeing all this stuff before, you know? So that's how you know that the times we're measuring it diligently, because that's exactly what's happening. So yeah, where shall I start? We haven't brought out some news for a few weeks, so we're just gonna like skim through a lot of what's happening in the last few weeks and what's relevant, you know? So first off, we're gonna go with, North Korea. They were holding rallies, I think last week, with the promise to unite annihilate the US, you know, and you know, the Middle East, they call it the Middle East, but all them countries like Iran, Iraq, they hate America. They praise the downfall of America every day, but even North Korea are getting involved now still, and they had massive rallies across the nation and marked the day of struggle against the US imperialism. So they're against the whole US and what they, you know, how they've been ruling the world with their dollar and, you know, their wickedness, and they've had enough now, man. So the gatherings in Pyongyang reached 120,000 attendees, and they were saying the entire continental US is within our range. One sign shown by an outlet said the imperialist US is the destroyer of peace. And we know that's in the scriptures as well. You know, he comes with peaceful words, but war was in his heart. You know? So they're quoting scripture in the same sense, man. Go on, bring that out, King.
This is Revelation chapter 6 and verse 4.
God.
Yeah, Revelation 6 and 3. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, "Come and see." And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, take peace from the earth, man. And a great sword, man.
I've got to present. You go
Because
for
what
it.
they're doing,
Go on.
they're going to kill one another, man.
That's right.
Most says that there's going to be Egypt. Let me read get a precept. Isaiah chapter 13.
Isaiah 13, yeah?
Isaiah 19.
God. Isaiah chapter 19 and verse from the top.
Yeah.
Yeah? 19 and verse 1, Isaiah. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians.
And as we know, let me read, is it 8 and 11?
Yeah, 11 and 8.
11 and 8.
Yeah, yeah.
This is Revelations 11 and 8.
That's right.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Yeah.
And where also the other one was crucified.
That's right.
So yeah, man, Egypt, man.
It's a spiritual thing.
It says Egypt shall fight against Egypt. Now we know there's no Egypt fighting against Egypt. Egypt's already was just barren, man. Destroyed like sand. It's talking about like this world right now, man.
Exactly.
Egypt's fighting against Egypt, man. Like they're all these people that what nation hasn't had their hands on the Israelites? They put us in slavery, man.
That's right.
It's making them fight against each other, man.
That's right.
No praises, man.
And like you said, Egypt is desolate. Like they're not even the real Egyptians in that land. So it can't, you know.
It's not really talking about that.
No, but I'm just saying though, like Egypt, it's a spiritual Egypt we're talking about.
Egypt means bondage, right?
Yeah.
So it's not going to say bondage again, fight, kill is going to kill bondage. It's talking about that this government system that put us in bondage.
That's right. Because it's the same one still.
Same people.
Yeah, that's right. Go on.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 9. For lo,
Yeah, Salakia, yeah. Isaiah 19 and verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. That's it, you know? Salakia. Just to finish that off, like that's just going into it, innit? They're gonna fight against each other, man.
yeah, we know these are the biblical prophecies because of Yahushua even said. Yahushua even said that in Matthew chapter 24, he said, "Kingdom shall rise against kingdom, nations against nations." And it also says, Satan, how can the kingdom stand? Satan cast out Satan. So we already know that all of these nations and these kingdoms, we cast them as Satan.
That's right.
Because of what they've done within the world. So this is the book of Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 9. For lo, I will rise up and cause to come up against Babylon, the assembly of great nations of the... Let me say. Stop.
Right. Is there another one? It's not even about us, man. Still. Get me.
Yeah, let me cut that piece there. It's a lot here.
It's raining, man.
I know, but I've got the coat and that. You get me? I know, and then run, look, everyone's dispersed, you get me? That's all of the Most High, man. That's spiritual.
You can pan the camera if you want, you know, but don't be scared of it.
Everyone's God. That's right. You got it?
Jeremiah 50. This is the book of Jeremiah chapter 50. Chapter 50. 50 and verse 9.
Bring it out.
And it reads, For lo, I will rise up and cause them to come against Babylon, and an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. For thence she shall be taken, their arrow shall be as a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. So yeah, man, the nations that are going up against America in this time, it's just showing you that's biblical prophecy. That's just it just shows that it's biblical prophecy for these things to come to pass.
That's it. Tries to sit up next to us.
Yeah, I know.
When the rain comes out.
That's it. That's it.
Go, man.
That's it. Khan. All praises to y'all about your outside.
Their mission is not hard, man.
You know what I mean? In season and out of season. That's what it says. You know what I mean? Khan.
The camera alright?
Yeah, man, the camera good.
This is 2 Timothy 4 and verse 2. Preach the word, be instant in season, out of season.
What?
Be instant in season, out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine, man.
So yeah, man, look, the Most High, get Revelations. I want is it 11 again? The one with the two witnesses. Yeah, so instant in season, out of season.
Yeah, they do.
Alright? You can't really just be here, you know what I mean, when it's sunny or whenever it is, you get me? It's winter, snow, all the seasons, man. Read that, brother.
Right, I'll start from the top and then I'll jump.
Just read, yeah.
Alright, Revelations 11 and 1. And there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood saying, Rise and measure the temple of power, and the altar, and them that worship therein. But the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall tread underfoot 42 months. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the power of the earth.
Right, yeah, Judah and Israel. Yeah, read.
And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth.
What happens?
Fire proceedeth out of their mouth, and devoureth their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must be in manner killed. It's like he must in this manner be killed. It's like Verse 6. These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over waters to turn them to blood, and to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will.
Yeah, man. So they bro, them powerful Israelites, man. When it's time for them in their prophecy, it ain't gonna rain. They can shut the rain.
That's right.
Them Israelites, them saints, they're gonna be able to cast out fire out of their mouths, man. Like tempests and stuff, man. Like we mentioned last week, man. The war precepts, man. Alright?
Yeah,
so in that day, all praises to Abashim Yashai, we're a part of that number, man.
right.
We're not gonna count ourselves as the number, man. Corinthians just says that, man. How dare you, man, try to make yourself a part of the number, man.
That's right.
We're out here making our bodies a living sacrifice for that reason, man.
That's right.
Asking for mercy and in this grace period, man. Right. So
That's
all praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Bahar, for the sun, for the rain, for the snow, right?
For the hell,
for the hills. Yeah, man.
All
for the
seasons.
autumns,
That's
for
right.
the springs. Come on.
That's right, man. So yeah, another story. This one I think was during the week as well. Unrest grows in France after police shoot their team during the traffic stop.
Go on, just go top of the car there. Yeah, go top of the bus.
Car. Yeah, so there's been civil unrest, and obviously we know that in France there's been mad civil unrest for the last month or something. It started with the pension age, and it's just been in the air since, man. Civil uproar, man. So cars have been set on fire, police stations targeted across France. You know, around 2,000 riot police have been called to the suburbs around Paris as well, after a 17-year-old was shot dead in the chest point blank. Do you know what I mean? There's curfews out there. 800 people have been arrested. Do you know what I mean? Armored police vehicles all are deployed and everything. So
get drove, innit?
What one?
Drove was it 8 and 11 and 4. You did. Yeah. Drove 4 and 7.
This is the book of Job, chapter 4 and verse 7.
Oh.
Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent.
Remember, whoever perished, being innocent, man. Go on, read.
Or where were the righteous cut off?
Or where are righteous cut off?
Even as I have seen, they that plough iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same.
They that plough iniquity, they're gonna reap what they sow, man. Alright? There's Shalom. The ones that plough iniquity, they're gonna reap what they sow, man.
That's right. That's
You
right.
think that because these guys, because they're Negroes in France, that the Most High ain't killing Negroes, man. The Most High's putting them to shame, man. Because they trust in what they trust in Babylon, isn't it? They trust in the gang, in gang life and that. So if you live by that lifestyle, you're gonna die by the who's our sword, man. The Most High uses Esau as a sword against us.
That's right.
You know what I mean? If we would have called upon him, he would have subdued our enemies, man. Because we don't call on him, he's not gonna be there as a defense or a strong tower in that time, man.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It says, do my prophets no harm, isn't it? It says the saints, the angels camp up around about, man. But they're not camping around people that just want to do as they will, man.
That's right. I've got precepts. This is, are you finished? I'll go.
By the blast of power, they perish.
They what?
By the blast of power, they
perish.
And by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed.
Yeah, man. Because they add sins onto sins, man. Right? You know.
Yeah, quick one.
And we're not advocating for the Edomites to just start killing our people. It's not nice. It's not a nice feeling, man. When your brother's getting tasered and paralyzed from the chest down. When my cousin's getting run onto train tracks and electrocuted, fam. That's not nice seeing that in my household, man, in my family, man. My family's crying because of these police, what they're doing to my family, man.
In mourn.
And this ain't in America, man. This is in London. This is in England that this happening. To my own, like, people I grew up with, man. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And in the ghettos, seeing it, the brother died over many times, man. It's not just in America, it's in France, right? All over the world, man. Let's not talk about the Northern Kingdom, man. How much genocide happens to the Venezuelans and Colombians and Cubans, Dominicans, Haitians. Come on, man. We know the Babylon, the feds, they ain't got nothing nice for us, man.
Yeah. That's right.
Don't talk about Jamaica and Grenada and these countries, man. Right, go on, bro.
This is 2 Ezra 15 and verse 4. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Yeah? Behold, saith Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. So yeah, man, that's a plague, man. That's a plague that the Most High has put in their spirit to start going nuts on each other, like an uproar, a civil uproar, unrest. This is, you know, a destruction's gonna happen. You know? Respect girls, don't worry.
Brother, you know, say you're Israelite? Israelite. In the Bible.
Or next time.
You know, say me.
Or next time, yeah?
Alright, bro. Alright, bro. Go on.
This is the book of 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 17. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of power. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of power?
So yeah, man, the judgment must begin at Israel. Come on. Judgment must begin at Israel. So Israelites getting that chastisement, what do you reckon is going to happen, man? Understand?
Like he said as well earlier, that in France, man, there's a lot of our people in France, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why. That's
and
why
Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom, all there, man.
They're all over. It's like that.
No. And that's why they're rioting, man. They're invading one another, man. Get that. 2 Ezra 15. And
2 Ezra 15 and
yeah, but we from
2 Ezra 15 and verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein.
Yeah, destruction onto this world and them that dwell therein. Go on, read.
Right. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh.
The sword and the destruction is on its way, yeah? It's draweth nigh, go on.
And one people shall stand up and fight against another.
And this is how one people fight against another, man. Alright, go on.
And swords in their hands.
Swords in their hands.
For there shall be sedition among men.
Seditions amongst the people. Alright, because of the injustice, man. Because of the politics, man. And because of Babylon, man.
Right.
How it's no equal vibrations, man. There's no balancing scales, man. Right? It's unbalanced. It's unjust, go on.
And invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes.
They don't care about their government systems. They don't care about policing. They're committing riots in France, man. The riots were lasting a week or so, man. And France are very rebellious, man. I don't know. They don't have it lightly, bro. They're more emotional. They're what they call it, the city of love and that, right? But with love comes war, innit? When you hurt someone that's got so much love, they emotionally were gonna show you the other side of it, man.
That's right. Balance,
it's a balancing scale. They got war in them as well, man.
That's right. That's right.
Don't trust just because they're French, go Paris and get a rose and do French kiss. Don't trust those French guys, man. Don't trust no damn Caucasian French. Those guys will stab you in the back just as quick as an English guy, man.
That's right.
Alright, go on, bro.
That's right. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Yeah, man. And that's what it is, man. The course of their actions stands in, and now France looks like they're weak. Because remember, it's the people. The government govern the people.
That's right.
The people are more powerful than the government.
That's right.
Because they need to be governed by 1 or 2 guys, 3 or 4 guys that writes laws. The people say we're not keeping that law. What are you gonna do? You're gonna bring out tanks and bombs and that, like what you done to the natives Americans, like, and kill them with Gatling guns. They don't listen to you. Yes.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 13 verse 31.
It's alright.
And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another.
That's right. So what's it? Another thing now. There was this is last week as well. Dozens of people have stormed the compound of the British embassy. No, Slovakia, the Swedish embassy in Iraq's capital, Baghdad, after a Quran was burnt during a protest in Sweden.
Oh wow.
Yes. Yeah, man. Like, some guy called Salwan Momika set fire to a copy of the Islam's unholy book outside Stockholm Central Mosque. The Quran burning was condemned by many Muslim majority countries. Yeah, man. Deuteronomy 7 and verse 5.
And Isaiah 13 and 14.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 5. But thou shalt ye dwell with them, and they shall destroy their altars, and break down their image, and cut down their groves, and burn their graven image with fire.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, anything to do, whatever it stands for, they're burning it, man. You know what I mean?
And that don't make Swedish people Israelites.
No.
Because Israelites are meant to burn them things.
That's right.
But
and this guy was I think he was an Ishmael anyway, living in Sweden.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
but that's what it's
still,
come
yeah,
to.
but still, that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
vibration, man.
Yeah,
but it
that's
says
it.
the curses are gonna give me that in go 2nd Ezra 14 and 40. But the curses that are happen unto us are gonna bounce onto the other nation. Read that.
Right, that's right.
2nd Ezra 14 and 40.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 14 and verse 40.
Yeah, wait, let me find it first. No, already. No, I think it's not there. It's not 40. It's oh, right. Destroy the books. Yeah, you know what? Start from start from 20.
Cuz 2nd Ezra chapter 13 and verse 21.
No, read properly.
Oh, 2nd Ezra chapter 14 verse 21. Salakia. Behold, Yahweh will go with me and reprove the people which are present, but they that shall be born afterwards shall who shall admonish them. Thus the world is set in darkness, and they will dwell therein without light. For thy laws is burnt.
Like what?
For thy law is burnt.
Yeah, man. Our laws, our Bibles, got burnt, man. Alright? So the Most High, Deuteronomy 30 and 7, go and finish it.
Therefore no man knoweth the things that are done of thee.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen with their books, man. All their things are gonna get burnt away,
That's right.
and no one's gonna know about. You can eat camel and you can slap your wives, and
washing mud.
you can wash on mud and doo-doo and feces, and you're clean. And no one's gonna know rubbish like that. Know about Mecca.
And Ishmael's a prophet.
Yeah, you can bow down to a stone. No one's gonna be listening to that rubbish, man.
That's right.
All right, go on.
God.
But our laws were burnt. Laws of righteousness were burnt.
That's right.
So laws of wickedness are gonna be burnt in that day, man.
That's right.
Right?
For thy
What's
laws
that? The Talmuds and all of that.
Yeah, Babylon,
But
Talmud.
Talmuds and
Keeping the gas,
Keeping the Gas
the
and,
Book of the Dead, Pilgrim,
laws of Ma'ak and all them things are gonna the confessions of Ma'ak. All them things are gonna be taken away, man.
Madness.
Alright, go on.
For thy law is burnt, therefore no man knoweth the things that are done of thee.
Harry
Or-
Potter books and that.
Or the work that shall beget.
Yeah. Harry Potter books, Twilight books, all them things are gonna get burned up, man. Bring it up.
This is Deuteronomy 30 and verse 7. And Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee.
So Most High is gonna put all these curses, the things that we went through, man. That was a curse, man. Right? On our enemies, man. Let's give the Most High a round of applause, man.
Which persecuted thee. God. That's right.
Can't, man. He's burning their books, man. And he's making the heathens do it, man.
Yeah, that's right.
We ain't got to do it. When we do it, it's going to be a mountain of them. It's going to be
All of them.
the different translations they got. Alright? Wherever translations they are, it's going to be a mountain of them books, man. And it's going to be in our hearts. We're not even going to need, Most High willing, we won't need these things, man. It's going to be in our hearts, man. They'll have to come over to us. Alright, so you have to find out, man. In our minds, man.
You still want the 13?
Yeah. Read that.
Isaiah 13 and 14, and it shall be as the chase roe, as a sheep that no man taketh up.
Go on.
They shall every man turn to his own people.
That's what they're doing. Sweden's turning to their own people, man. They're like, well, don't bring no Ishmael. Don't bring Ishmael over here, man. Alright?
They're mustard.
You can bring maybe a Japhite, alright, Japhet, or an Edomite. But don't bring none of that Ishmael stuff over here, man.
Right.
Burn them.
That's right.
They want, Sweden, they want you to bring RFID chips, innit?
Sweden, Switzerland. They're the first ones to have it.
Sweden, Switzerland, Germany, all of it. They want RFID chips, man. That's what brings. They want you to bring Satan, the mark, the beast.
Right.
Yeah, pork. They bring some bacon and that.
Swine.
Alright, one with the wrap, with the string round it and all of that. Madness. Alright, brilliant. Wait, finish it.
They shall every man turn to his own people and flee every one into his own land.
To their own land, yeah, agreed.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 34 and verse 16.
Bring it out.
Seek ye out the book of the Lord.
I will seek thee out of the unholy books.
Seek ye out the book of the Lord and read.
Yeah, so none of these unholy books compare, man. We read it from here because why? This is where you find out about Moses. This is where you find out about the Messiah. You wouldn't know about Ishmael if it wasn't for our holy book, man. Think about it like that. Arabs had 360 gods.
Yeah.
And them gods could have been Egyptian and Elams and Moabites and all these other gods they could have had, man. They wouldn't have known about their own heritage if it wasn't for the God of Abraham, Isaac and Jacob.
That's right. That's right.
Go on. See there the book of the Lord and read.
No one of these shall fail.
Not one of these things in the Bible shall fail.
None shall want her mate.
None shall want like to compare with her, stand up toe to toe. Alright, go on.
For my mouth he have commanded,
The Most High commanded these words.
and his spirit he have gathered them.
Yeah, man, the Rakar Kadash, man. It brought us together to know the truth, man.
Right.
And the Most High says it is not many are called, few are chosen. This ain't for everyone to get this truth as well.
Right.
But what, you want another one? Ecclesiastes 12 and 12.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 12. And it reads, and further by these my son be admonished of making many books there is no end.
There's no end to all the mountain of books you can have, man.
And much study is a weariness of the flesh.
Exactly, because you're going to study in that book that things that saying that, yo, no Jerusalem in there, man.
Contrary to the Lord.
I studied in that thing that in our Bible that if we don't remember Jerusalem, let our right hand forget the cunning, and let our tongue cleave to the roof of our mouth. Jerusalem ain't in that book. So it's contradiction, man. And give me that Romans 16 and 15. It's contrary to our Bible, man.
Romans chapter 15.
Is it 17? 16. 16 and 17. Yeah.
Romans 16 and 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause division.
You gotta mark them that says, yo, you can eat camel, and you gotta mark that stuff, man. Go on.
Mark them which cause divisions and offences contrary to doctrine.
And their doctrine is that everyone can go into the gates, man. And Ishmael's allowed in before everyone as well. You know what I mean? It says it's more profitable being an Ishmaelite than being anything else, man. That book is a madness.
That's right. So it says, mark them which cause divisions and offences contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them.
And what?
And avoid them.
Yeah, avoid them.
So we need to avoid all these other nations' religions, their doctrines, their mindsets, you know, because we know who we are as a nation, you know.
Them bowing down to a damn stone, that alone is shaky, man.
But then they'll tell you they're not bowing down to a stone.
Yeah.
So they're mad.
It's like confusion.
Like, what are you doing then?
Yeah, like you're confusing me.
Yeah.
And we don't get confused or confounded. We can see what you're doing. It's like, nah, you are bowing to it, man. Don't lie. That's another thing. They bow to the stone, they bear false witness, and they blaspheme the name of the Most High, man.
That's right.
They don't, and the Sabbath day, their thing is on a Friday.
Yeah.
They already broke 4 commandments of the Big Ben, man.
They changed
The Big Ten,
it,
of the Big Ten, man.
That's right.
Is there any more? Is there any more commandments they might have broke? I swear there's a thing about they can sleep with a next man's wife. Is it? No, I don't know. Am I right?
I don't know.
I don't think so. You can't.
But they do that, man. They sleep with their sisters, and you know, and cousins. No, but the thing is,
the cousins. Yeah, but
that's lawful. Yeah, cousins are lawful. It's lawful, but sisters, yeah, man. Because what's it? They do have a high percentage of Down syndrome in their incest.
Yeah, because the blood too
just
close.
like Amalek. Amalek's the same, but they hide them. They don't bring them out.
No.
You get what I'm saying?
It's called incest, isn't it?
Yeah, straight up. So you know, what's it? Like
anyway,
there's like a couple more. Let me get the what's it? So this is what I just quickly looked up now. There, another thing. What's it? Earth. This is what Esau's saying. Earth has experienced the hottest day ever recorded since records began. The hottest day ever on Earth since records began happened on July the 3rd. The average global temperature reached 62 degrees Fahrenheit, you know, which is about 16 degrees as a whole world, like the whole Earth, you get me? And it's breaking records consistently as well. So it's broke it since then as well. And certain parts of America now are hitting over 45 degrees. People are dying out there of heat exhaustion. So there, the temperature of the earth has been raised, man. So I get Psalms 19 and verse 6 says, "His going forth." This is talking about the sun. Yeah, his going forth is from the end of the heaven, and his circuit unto the ends of it, and there is nothing hid from the heat thereof. So no matter where you are on this earth, like it's just, and they call it global warming, innit? That's what they try and beat around the bush, and they call it global warming, and like they could change a damn thing, but they can't. Do you know what I mean? And what's it? Sirach 43 and verse 2, it says, the sun when it appeareth, declaring at its rising a marvelous instrument, the work of the Most High. At noon it parcheth the country, and who can abide the burning heat thereof? Do you know what I mean? And that's what's going to happen, man. The sun, the Most High has turned up the temperature of the sun now.
That's
so
right.
certain places are just getting scorched. In certain places like Cyprus, when I went there, and obviously in Iran and all them deserty places, from the heat of the day, which is like noonday, innit? The noon, when the sun's at its highest and at its peak no one goes out. Everyone stays in. Like, they shut shops, everything. Like, they can't abide the heat. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is what's coming to here, man. You know, we're seeing it already. This is the one that listens, you know? He's the one that listens, trust me. Yeah. So yeah, that's it on that. You got you have a precept? If not, there's been bear sightings on the mad rise in America. Like, you know, obviously it's normal to see bears in certain parts of them, but they're coming out now. Like, they're literally coming and they're terrorizing places, a bit like the monkeys were back then in Japan, like a few months ago. Yeah, and you know, a bear killed some woman in Arizona. Do you know what I mean? Alligator killed a woman in South Carolina. There's been a lot of alligator attacks lately in America as well. There's been a shark bit off a woman's leg in the Bahamas. You know, there's a lot of shark attacks going on, like killer whales as well. You know, the big ones, the orcas they call them. They've been attacking more and more lately. So from the 2020 to 2023, in 3 years, there's been over 500 altercations with killer whales and humans or whoever. Do you know what I'm saying? Or people, should I say? And the thing with the killer whales is they're quite a peaceful animal in a sense, but they turn when they've been like Esau at one point literally gathered up bare orcas like in the ocean, made them go into a certain place and captured them. That's why you see them movies, what's it, Free Willy and that. They actually do that. They subdue the animals,
so
man.
I heard a lot of them die in actual
they die in
the
captivity.
Zoos. Yeah. So they have to put it back.
It's not big enough for them. And they turn on people, man, and that's what's happening now in the actual ocean. They're turning on people. Yeah, of course.
Create players.
Yeah. Yeah, 21.
It's black here.
21, yeah, 21. Yeah?
It's 21.
Alright, can't. This is Genesis 1 and 21. And power, Yahweh Bashem El Shai created whales. Created great whales. Yeah. And every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every wing found after his kind, and power saw that it was good. Verse 25.
Peace and love, bro.
Yes.
Shalom.
Yes. Verse 25. And power made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind, and power saw that it was good. And power said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
Go to chapter 2 now, isn't it?
Yeah, go on.
It says when you saw it, and then it says
This is Genesis 6 and verse, I'll start at 6.
So the point of the thing of what we're trying to read is, right, the Most High gave authority, right, to the men of this earth to look after the creeping things, the animals and the sea creatures, man. All even the ones in the sea, yeah?
Yeah.
Right?
Fishes of the sea, yeah. Genesis 6 and 6. And it repented Yahweh that he had made man on earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And Yahweh said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast and creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repenteth me that I have made them. Is that the one? 5. Yeah, verse 5, Genesis 6 and 5. And power saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth.
You see that? The wickedness of man was great on the earth, man.
Yeah.
And this is happening now. Right? Because even the animals, man, it says that the earth, it says in 16, right? No, 29, Proverbs 29. But it says if the righteous was in authority, the people rejoice. Even the animals would rejoice, man.
That's right.
But when the
earth will rejoice.
but when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. Even the animals mourn, man.
That's right.
Animals are killing things, man.
That's right, and that's why they're changing up, man. They're changing up their natural vibe. Genesis 6 and 5. And power saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Wait, one sec. There's a precept I want to get about how if the righteous are in authority, the animals would have been in harmonious vibration. Chapter 26, Isaiah chapter 26, verse 12. Is that right? Did you see it? Talks about how says that the wolves and they won't eat each other.
Oh no, I think that's is that 11?
Kind of, it says they
Yeah, they'll be peaceful.
yeah.
Yeah, what is it? That one? 11 and 6.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
This is Isaiah 11 and verse 6. The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb.
It's not higher, because you gotta get the source of it still.
So I'll start from the top. This is the kingdom. Yeah, this is Isaiah 11 and verse 1. And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. And the spirit of Yahweh shall rest upon him, the spirit of wisdom and understanding.
That's right.
The spirit of counsel and might.
And that's Yahweh Shai, right? Go on.
The spirit of knowledge and the fear of Yahweh.
You see, that's why I was talking about all the other doctrines are going to get eradicated, man. Because it's only going to be talking about the knowledge of the Torah and the scriptures, man. From Yahweh Shai. Go on, read.
And shall make him of quick understanding in the fear of Yahweh, and he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes.
Yeah, you're going to be of a quick understanding when you're in that day, man. You're going to understand men without beards and that quickly. Women wearing trousers. It's not going to be like, oh, where'd you get that from? It's going to be just they learn from Babylon. That's what they got that from, the old world, man. They ain't been corrected yet. That hasn't been judged. Right, if that was in the new kingdom. But it's not going to be there, but it'll be a quick understanding.
Neither reprove after the hearing of his ears, but with righteousness shall he judge the poor and reprove the equity of the meek of the earth.
That's why they say, let the righteous smite me. Psalms 141, right? Because it's a loving kindness of the righteous man. Read.
And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked. And righteousness shall be the girdle of his loins, and the faithfulness the girdle of his reins. The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb.
What?
The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb.
Imagine that. It's going to be wolves living with lambs, man. Right now we're not living in that time, man. Let a lamb see a wolf. The lamb is gone. The wolf is chasing. Alright, predators and prey, man.
Yeah, that's it.
Alright,
The calf and the young lion and the fatling together.
imagine that, man. It's like when you're watching The Lion King at the beginning, and they're all sitting at the pond, at the lake, man.
Yeah,
You don't see that now, man. Everyone's onto their own life right now, man.
That's right. That's right. And it says,
What fellowship does hyena have with the dogs? Exactly.
yeah. And the calf and the young lion and the fatling together, and a little child shall lead them.
And a little child is not going to be scared sitting next to the lion, man.
Okay.
You know what I mean? The little child could pull on the lion's mane, ruffle it up. You know what I mean? Even try to punch it, and the lion's just going to and just roll around and just
Play fight.
play with it, man. It might
Ride the
buff it.
lion.
The lion might buff it over, and the child gets up.
Yeah, little slap, innit? Little one.
Yeah, little buffs and that. And then that's how beautiful it's going to be in the kingdom of heaven, man.
Right.
These are the scriptures you want when you want to put your children to bed, man. Amen.
And the suckling child shall play on the hole of the asp, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice den.
But
And-
don't do that today. As we read in the Nazarite news, the bears are eating you,
Oh,
man.
Salakia, I missed it. Salakia.
The bears are eating, man.
Yeah,
Like the she-bears, man. That went after the 42
Yeah.
ungodly children, man. That are meant to be righteous, on the righteous side of things, man.
Come. Salakia, I missed it. 11 and 7. And the cow and the bear shall feed, their young ones shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox.
Yeah, man. Lions are not even going to want to eat on this.
Another animal.
Ravaging, on blood, man.
That's right. And the suckling child shall play on the hole of the asp, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice den.
Yeah.
They shall not hurt nor destroy.
They shall what?
They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain.
That's right.
For the earth shall be full of the knowledge of Yahweh as the waters cover the sea.
That's right.
In that day, man. So there's always two sides to this thing. Let's get the other side of what's happening now, man. That's the oh yeah. That's the other one.
This is the book of the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11 and verse 15.
Second Ezra chapter 6.
But of the foolish devices of their wickedness, wherewith being deceived, they worship serpent void for reason, and foul beasts. Thou didst send a multitude of unreasonable beasts upon them for vengeance.
My gosh,
That they-
the Most High will send beasts on them for vengeance, man. He uses them, right, to replenish the world, man, for righteousness, man. You know what I mean?
That they might know that wherewithal a man sinneth by the same, also shall he be punished. So that's like see how they hold the animals in captivity as well. You know, locking up all of the bears in like zoos, got the lions in the zoo, where they're meant to be wild. That's why they're the beast of the wild, the beast of the field, not beast of the cage. So the same way they put us in captivity, they've also put the animals in captivity. So the animals have to, they're gonna get their revenge.
Yeah, end it on that.
First, it goes into
End it on that. Yeah. Go on, read it.
verse 17. For they almighty hands that made the world.
For thy almighty hands.
For thy almighty hands that made the world of matter without form, wanting not means to send among them a multitude of bears, or furious lions, or unknown wild beasts full of rage newly created, breathing out either a furious vapor of filthy scent of scattered smoke, or shooting horrible sparkles out of their eyes.
Yeah, man, like Superman dogs, man, super dog, man. New beasts created, man, just to destroy them, man.
That's right. What, 16
This is ramen plagues.
this 19 or just
They say beast then. If you don't say beast, leave it. This is Sirach, chapter 40 and verse 28. There be spirits created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they poured out their force and appeased the wrath of him that made them. Yeah, man. It actually pleased the Most High to see when he made these animals to destroy them, man. And they was doing their job correctly. It was happy, man. Like, yeah, I sent you down there to destroy them. That will make, you know what I mean? If you make a car and all the functions are working properly and you hear it click over, you'll be like, oh, I've done a good job. It's working, it's moving.
Fit for purpose.
It's fit for its, yeah, that's what it's for.
That's right.
Verse 30. Sirach 39 and 30. Teeth of wild beasts.
Teeth of what?
Teeth of wild beasts, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction.
Right.
Yeah, man. Get a couple of precepts in this thing.
I've got one still.
Psalm 63 and 10.
I've got 2nd Ezra chapter 5 and verse 8. It says, there shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. Yeah, so these wild beasts are changing their habitation, man. You're starting to see now, like, these beasts that are usually in the wild, they're coming out now, man. You know? They're changing their habitation.
This is Psalms 63 and verse 9. But those that seek my soul to destroy it shall go into the lower parts of the earth. They shall fall by the sword. They shall be a portion for foxes. Yeah, man.
Foxes, they're like scavengers, isn't it? They like to
come find you, man. You're looking around all the crevices. They cut through, they dig holes to try and say, wait,
I smell a rat.
I smell some dead things. They'll eat anything, live things, dead things.
Like, if you notice, then they come out very early now. One time they used to come out late.
Listen, back in the day, you never used to see foxes and at
early.
night only.
Yeah.
Now you see them in the day, all beat up, like hole in their fur, like what they do.
Like, they're not afraid of people again.
Yeah,
Cause one time they used to run, but you have to run from them now.
So we need to look at these things and know that this is spiritual, man. This is like, there's a difference, there's a different spirit in the earth now, man. Do you know what I mean? With the people, with the beasts, with the animals, with the weather, you know, because like it said in the Sirach, all these things were created for vengeance, isn't it? You know, scourges for an amendment, you know?
You see, like with the foxes as well, or any wild beast, if they sense that a prey or someone is weak, they will stalk you down until you fall weak, and they will eat you alive, like the brother was saying. They will actually start eating you alive. So can you imagine like in that day when the Most High sends the wicked on the ground and they're tired and they can't fight back, they can't see nothing. Foxes and all other manners of creatures can see in the dark. Imagine you just feel something tug on your leg and it drags your baby over. Just jamming your baby alive. Your baby's crying, but it's getting eaten from the inside out.
That's right.
Slakia, and I was going to say, even all of this that we're bringing out, it's like it's powerful, man. It's spiritual, and us doing it, a spiritual man judges all things. So all these things are showing reference to times coming, man.
That's right. The natural man don't receive these things.
Yeah, they're not understanding it.
Yeah, they wouldn't understand.
I had a brethren call me, he was like, yo, I heard you on this bar. I said, yeah. He's like, what's going on? I'm saying, it's the right thing. He can't hear it, he can't understand it.
That's it.
Yeah, he thinks you're a madman.
Yeah.
He thinks
Thinks
heard
I'm
you
a
on this
bad-
Bible thing. What,
Yeah.
blood?
Yeah.
You know that book was to put us in slavery, you know?
Yeah. You don't understand.
He thinks that you're on this clap hand,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
That's what you think you're on, fam. You don't know that you're a warrior, fam. You're out here we're here to fight for our lives,
For right- you
our
stand up
wives,
for
and our
righteousness.
laws, man. You don't know about the Maccabees. You don't know about these men of the war. You don't know about Benaiah. You don't know about women like Judith. He
don't
thinks
know
it's
nothing.
a fairy tale stuff, but when we read it,
Yeah.
there's a lot of warriors in the
Yeah,
scriptures.
very
Yahweh
detailed
is a man of
war.
Peter pulled out things and chopped earlobes
Yeah,
off, man.
that's right.
Precision choppings, man.
Yeah,
And he's a
yeah.
fisherman.
Yeah.
Our fishermen know how to chop ears so quickly. He's not a damn centurion. But it's because we are warriors in the places, man.
That's it, exactly.
I'm not saying Israelites we can chop ears off. The whole point of it is we have skill sets, man.
But the thing is,
You know how a teacher for things. So
That's right. Those people, they will see Caesar Borgia in that prism, like standing like this, thinking that's what the Bible's about.
Yeah.
But we were all there at one point. We all thought that. Until you read it, you won't know, man.
Yeah.
But again, it's all of the Most High. The Most High puts a stumbling block on who He wants, you know. And it's a rock of offense to certain people when you try and tell them, look, we shouldn't be doing this and we need to keep this. It's an offense.
Yeah.
You get it?
in the morning,
Yeah.
Ghana.
Yeah, Ghana. Yeah, you can bring that one.
Yeah, man. In Ghana, they're trying to push the faggots, man, and the lesbians. They're trying to push that in Ghana, man.
Alphabet.
And that ain't working, man.
Yeah, they said
Alright?
no.
It won't work in Uganda. Alright? Nigeria, I don't know. Some Nigerians, that Nollywood thing, they might, I don't know, but hopefully they're not. You understand? But Ghana, they just recently, they said, nah, bro. Don't cross that border, like, don't cross that line. Something Jamaica should be doing, man. Something Barbados, Trinidad, something the islands should be doing, man. You understand? But they shiver down, man.
That's right.
And they caved in, like they always do with their oppressor, man, because they've been whipped and PTSD, man. They're under syndrome of stress. But when you go, get me the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 8, or verse 7. Deuteronomy 32 and 7.
This is Deuteronomy 32 and verse 7.
And read that with a mighty voice.
And it says, remember the days of old.
Do what?
Remember the days of old.
Remember the ancestors, man. Go on.
Consider the years of many generations.
And consider the years of what happened in the old times, man. Where did we come from, man? Alright? Where did you come from? Where did you go?
Where did you come from?
Where did we come from, bro? We came from the west coast of Africa, man. And before then, Israel. Alright? And what is our customs? Alright? Read our customs, King.
This is the book of Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 13. If a man also lay with mankind as he lay with a woman,
As he lay with what?
as he lay with a woman,
I don't really want to be talking about sodomites every damn week. It's time getting crazy, man.
It's madness.
But if a man lie down, alright, with another man, as he would with a woman, man,
both of them have committed an abomination.
both of them are abominable, man.
They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them.
Yeah, go on. And women as well. There's no, they just talked about them. Women as well, man, that are licking out other women, alright, and sticking materials up each other, man. Alright? Instruments. Alright, they made of, that was cruel, a vile affection.
And slack here, breaking news though. Them so then coming for the children now.
Yeah.
They've been there for our children, man. They don't, there's nothing
They're
else.
singing the song, you know. And
There's nothing-
people think they're funny. But it's not really funny.
It's not a joke.
It's not a joke.
They can't have them without our children, man.
Yeah.
They should be saying straight pride, because they turn out the straight ones, children's, to be. So you can't be there's no way could a faggot be against anyone that is straight. It wouldn't make sense. Say, oh, these damn straight people. You good, King? What's this?
That's it.
Show the brothers. What's this?
Yeah, there's, I mean, they're singing it.
Yeah,
They were singing it. Yeah, they were singing it at an event about we're coming for your children. You know, and it's mad, man. They're trying to teach it in schools now. You know, it's just the agenda is crazy. Yeah, oh no, I did it.
Yeah.
Deuteronomy 32:7. Remember the days of old.
Remember the days of old.
Consider the years of many generations.
And generations, it means you need to have a man and a woman, alright, to make generations happen.
Ask thy father and he shall show thee. He will show thee. Thy elders and they will tell thee.
And your elders will tell you, man.
Yeah,
that's fire upon Chichi, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Fire upon Batty Boy, man.
That's
And
right.
if you don't know, alright, go back to where we come from. They're saying the same thing, man.
That's right.
Alright, the Ashanti people, alright, and the yeah, they're saying it, man.
Since Babylon's just pushing it all over now. But you know, this is what the Most High showed us is what's going to happen. That's why we're measuring the times diligently, man. Wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
Gross darkness, man.
Yeah, man. Covereth the eyes.
Yeah.
That's it, man. So
Yeah.
I think that's it on that, really.
Come on, man. Hey,
All praises to Yahweh.
yeah. Habakkuk, finish off with or every day for the written one.
Yeah.
Every morning.
This is Zephaniah 3
And Isaiah
and
55
verse 5. The Yahweh is Salakia. Yahweh is in the midst there, Salakia. We read that again. Zephaniah 3 and verse 5. The just Yahweh is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame.
Yeah, whether it be good or whether it be evil, man.
Yeah.
It's all righteous judgment he's
That's
doing
right.
on this world, man.
Right.
Right, read that, bro.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 55 verse 11. So shall my words that be,
No, read that properly.
Isaiah 55 and 11. So shall my words be that goeth forth out of my mouth, that shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the things whereto I send it.
Come
That's right.
Yeah, man. All praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Yeah, that's right. All
Right?
praises
Everything
to
that he
Yahweh
says in the
Shem
scriptures,
Yahushua.
right, it's being accomplished, man. All we're doing is being the messengers and reading the saith, man. Yeah, man. On that, yeah, Kwame Shabbat.